Here, baby, this is you can go sideways. I'm getting comfortable.
Really?
Yes. Alright, there we go.
Do you think that we are the perfect social media couple? Now the baby done crying because she knows that we're not the perfect social media couple.
She really got it?
We're not perfect on social media for a reason. If you think that we are, you got another thing coming. I want to, yep, she's awake. I told you. I told you. We're gonna grab her. I don't care if she's part of this video or not.
You know she's gonna be going crazy. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, baby. She'll be fine upstairs though. She's just chilling.
Anyway, if you think that Instagram, Facebook, posting cute pictures of you guys matchy is important, this video is for you.
Yes, stay tuned, please.
Hi, I'm Jillian.
And I'm Ernesto.
And this is Let's Get Personal. We are going to be talking about being Instagramless and off of social media in general for dating couples before you say I do. If you like content like this, please subscribe. Subscribe clicks actually mean a lot more to us than you buying anything. So the more you subscribe, share, like, comment, the better. If this at all resonates, please hit the thumbs up. And if you have questions or if you believe that being on social media and claiming your person online is important before you say I do, let us know. We love feedback, we love talking, and I'll link below some information on how to stay connected.
Yes.
Ernie and I actually were not online, and it was a big fight between us for a while. We were not online as a couple anyway. Like, we were online in other situations, but not as a couple until actually our wedding day. The day that we got married, we announced it to the world that we were in a relationship, because that is when you are official and there's nothing else to it. I think it's a very controversial topic, but I'll explain why. Do you want to though first talk about what that fight looked like when you kept asking me to post?
Oh yeah. I guess I'm the type of person that I like to boast of what God is doing in my life, and especially in a relationship standpoint. However, I wasn't seeing my wife's point of view at the time of why she did not want us to be posted in social media, and she's going to explain to you why. But in conclusion, I had to respect it, and I said, okay, well, I understand why you're doing this, because it makes sense, and also let's keep our head down. Not everybody needs to know, because the more that they know, the more the trouble become. But like I said, my wife is going to explain to you right now. So yes, in the beginning I didn't agree, but after that my wife explained the situation, or explained of why we shouldn't, then it actually kind of triggered me and said, you know what, you're right. Let's just keep it in the down low until the right time. So Jill, she's going to explain to you. And this is, and let me say this, and this is not, because I know this is a so controversial conversation about why you shouldn't be in social media, but I'm going to say this as our own personal choice, our own personal experience. We did not decide to blast it on Facebook, to blast it on Instagram until the day of our wedding when we said, I do. And my wife, she's going to explain to that. So please don't misunderstand that we're trying to encourage people to do the same thing what we did. You have your opinion. I respect it, you know, but me and my wife did it to protect of what is mine. In the Bible does says this in the book of Genesis. God will unite you as one and let no man separate y'all. Now, the word let, the Bible doesn't say that God does not allow anyone to separate you. No. The word let means it is a choice based on you for you to make that choice to protect what is yours. So that's why God says in the book of Genesis, let no man separate of what God has united. It is based on you, not based on the pastor, not based on your mom, not based on God. He told you that responsibility, that no man separate what God has united. We're not saying that you should do the same or you should accept our point of view. This is just an opinion that me and my wife actually decided to do to protect us, but it's based on you of what you want to protect and not allowing any man's opinion to separate what God has united. So go ahead, baby.
So for me, exactly. Yeah. For us, what we did, and we did this also like when Zoe was first born, we actually kept her off of all social platforms for a long time. There's a lot of pressure right now in the world to expose everything and everyone, right? That means it almost feels like if you're not sharing every detail of your life online, that then you have something to hide. And that wasn't the case at all. From a biblical perspective, it says to surround yourself with a multitude of counsel and to surround yourself with wisdom. However, multitude of counsel doesn't mean that everybody has the wisdom needed for your relationship, right? So for us, our relationship was very personal for me. And I had already been through several relationships that were awful because of the fact that I placed them online. It's the pressure to put online that you are romantically involved with a person that can cause other issues, right? Think about it. The moment that you state that you are in a relationship, at least for a woman, I don't know if men experience this, but your inbox suddenly gets flooded and people want what they can't have. You know, as a woman, I have become emotionally promiscuous, which just basically means pouring out my heart to people that they don't need to have my heart, but then I get heartstrings pulled and attached in the process. And it's a struggle, right? It's a back and forth struggle situation. My daughter is just cheesing it up over here. For me, right? Like, I learned that early on, and it destroyed and cut any relationship that could have been good short. And a lot of bad things got exposed. So what I decided was, from day one, I actually didn't want my husband to meet my parents until I knew for sure that, you know, we were going to be long-term invested in one another. And he was very intentional about going to meet my dad first. Not only did he want to meet my dad, then my mom was the one who was like, don't screw this up. And the only thing that I knew to be different was, I'm not going to kiss you until I know for sure that we're a thing. And then I also didn't want us to have a ton of stuff exposed on the internet where everybody has an opinion. See, I told you.
It's okay.
So I didn't want everybody to have an opinion on our relationship. The only people who should have an opinion on our relationship are going to be the people who are actively involved in our everyday lives. That meant his brothers, who he lived with, my mom and dad, my aunt and uncle. Like, it was just super close, intimate people, and we protected ourselves that way because these are going to be the people that we see all the time anyway, yep. Right? Like, I may see somebody on my social media following once a year, once every other year. There's some people on there that I've not seen in like 10, 15 years. But for the people that I interact with every day, if they think that we're a good fit, then that's good enough for me. I didn't need the constant validation of likes and comments. I needed validation from the people that I was closest to. I think there was maybe 10 people total that were involved in our relationship, not 1,100 people, for a good reason. Because when you have too many voices, you get very confused. Honestly, probably up until the week before we got married, there was even conflicting voices from the closest people to us, of people really like asking genuinely, do you for sure want to be married? And they would ask questions like, if this person never changed, would you still want to marry them? And I said, absolutely, I still want to marry my husband. And I know vice versa, that was the case. But I didn't need 1,100 voices telling me whether this was a good decision or not. I only needed like 2 or 3 to provide wisdom, and then I needed to have the final say. I was very intentional. And I think sometimes we get distracted with social media and we post way too much information, and then everybody's asking, well, what happened when it's all said and done, right? Like, so, because 99% of the relationships that end up online are not fruitful. They end up stopping short even at the wedding day. And that could be embarrassing from a varying number of perspectives, right? The embarrassment could be,
all right, go ahead.
So, she's about to knock it over again.
No.
I wanted to be intentional about who I was with. I wanted to be intentional about where we were going. As we have background music provided by thegidivina. By posting online, it has too many voices. By posting online, you have too many people that don't necessarily even know you guys intimately, but they will pretend like they do. And then by posting online, you are embarrassed at the end of the day. And it's okay to, you know, mention that you have a breakup. I think that's very important that you guys, like, if you're breaking up, that you know, publicly state that, because you've publicly invited people in. For me, we just needed to protect ourselves because we didn't know what was going to happen. As a result, it worked out really well for us, because when we announced it on social media that we were married, not that we were in a relationship, but that we had actually said I do, it took several thousand people by surprise. I think that was the most interactions we ever got on a social media post. It took several thousand people by surprise, and they were like, well, good for you. And people don't ask us about our relationship because people only want a say when it sounds controversial. They want to create more drama for you, and we didn't want that drama. We could have a fight behind closed doors versus having a fight publicly. Your life is public. You have to find something to protect. And for us, we needed to protect our dating, so that way we could make a wise decision when it was time to say I do. While it was a difficult decision, it was also simultaneously the easiest decision, because he withstood a lot of things behind closed doors that the world didn't have to see.
Yep.
Anyway, as we smell the poop from my daughter's butt, that tells us that it is time for the video to end, and we need to change a diaper. If you liked any of this resonated with you, including the reality of a poopy diaper, comment, like, and subscribe. My name's Jillian.
And I'm Ernesto.
And this has been Let's Get Personal.
This got very personal, y'all.
Grace and peace.
Bye.